All right, a Sydney composer is using one of the world's largest instruments for an experimental music piece marking an important anniversary.
The 10-minute performance will feature the grand organ at Sydney's iconic town hall. It's an astonishing instrument, this one. Just take a look. Our reporter Mark Reddie went along for an early look.
This grand organ has been entertaining audiences old and young since the late 19th century. It stands 13 metres tall and has over 9,000 pipes. Joining me now is Sydney composer Austin Buckett. Austin, how does it feel being chosen to compose a piece for the City of Sydney's 175th anniversary?
I'm very excited for this opportunity to write a work for such a unique and historic instrument. I'm also looking forward to different opportunities in the future for this instrument in extending new contemporary work for the pipe organ into the future. The work explores these ideas of kind of harmonic reflections that are caused by having these sustained harmonies and this wall of sound with lots of different parts within it by turning the air in and out of the pipe. I like this idea of selective hearing in the sense that you can hear different rhythmic patterns and internal rhythms occurring within a big wall of sound, that you will hear something very different to what I would hear, and a different audience member will have a completely different perception of what's occurring.
Talk us through the preparation.
Access is definitely a consideration when writing a new work for pipe organ. You can't take it home, you can't borrow it. So this means that you have to spend time with it, getting to know it, experimenting with different combinations. The organ has these stereotypes associated with it. You know, you think of church music and classical music, but it's actually the first synthesizer in many ways. And it's also this early example of the idea of imitative presets that imitate other instrumentation. So this is something that's happening all the time in contemporary electronic production.
Some of your pieces go for an hour. This is going for 10 minutes. How do you sustain interest in music for that long?
I'm more, with this piece, trying to explore the scale of the instrument and emphasising this through removing and entering wind through the pipes and allowing that to generate different harmonics. Sometimes you kind of look up and it feels like you're flying kind of some kind of spaceship in a way, but and can be quite daunting. I think the organ has this very monolithic kind of nature. When it's a large organ in any kind of hall or church, you walk in and you're kind of confronted by this sonic and visual presence. So the work that I'm making is trying to kind of subvert or extend on this idea through new performance techniques.
How did you get involved in composing music?
I started when I was about 13, I think, when I started playing drums in metal bands and things and annoying neighbours. The neighbours actually started to sign petitions against the noise I was making, but then I moved into playing jazz piano for years and then moved into studying composition, and I've always kind of had this obsession about just making stuff and assembling things. Did
you ever think you'd actually be playing an organ after playing the drums for so long?
No, not really, but it's interesting the amount of parallels between those two instruments.
And you can see Austin's composition here at Sydney Town Hall on the 5th of November.